It's a bull. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Lovely day out there. I'm not even sure what the temperature is. A little bit warm, but no less. Boy, it's a lot nicer than most parts of the country right now. Well, let's take a look and see what's going on in today's precious metals prices, and we'll get right into it. Going to be a quick video today as well. Like Friday, I'm short-handed today and a little bit I won't say overwhelmed, but got a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of people buying and selling. Okay, let's take a look. Did a little refresh. 1787.24 currently. Wow, it's looking gold. Gold it really shows a lot of strength here. It's looking the strength is really good coming into the end of December here. I hope it stays up at this level. Maybe we will even see us cracking that 1800 level. It's sure looking that way. Low is 1782.71. Look at that high, 1791.77. In the overnight markets, we'll take a look and see where the 1791 occurred. The high and the low in the 24-hour chart here in just a moment. 22.32, again, silver bounced off that high 21s. Didn't stay there very long, really quick, and then bounced back up. Currently we're sitting at 22.32. 22.17 is the low, 22.44 is the high. Again, last week's monkey hammering in silver prices, kind of seen it touch that high 21 area, but again, didn't stay there long. I hope some of you were able to buy that dip if possible. It was a good opportunity. And look at platinum. Platinum's a hell of a buy at this level. I've been saying that for quite some time. 931.12, a high of 956, and we're sitting damn near that low right now. Palladium, we don't talk about it because really we don't get asked much about it, and who cares? I shouldn't say who cares. We just don't sell much of it, and very few of you probably own palladium. I'm curious though, if you do own palladium, hit the comment section down below and let me know how many of you actually own palladium in your stacker portfolio. Let's take a look at the range. Where is the 24? There it is, 24-hour chart. Let's kind of see where all this action occurs. Looks like a little bit of monkey hammering here in New York at the opening, but we're back up to kind of where we were at that high. Take a look at that. There's New York right there. NYMEX market opens at just a little bit to the right side of that line right there. Let me just blow that up a little bit for you to take a look at. And you can see that the downtrend kind of starts in New York, winds its way through to what, around 10 o'clock or something like that here, and then we're back on a rebound. So it looks like we're going to probably close at this 1780 plus range today, closer to the 1790 range, hopefully. And again, liking the strength that we're seeing here. Silver, while strong, again, got monkey hammered pretty good last week. One of the things I was pointing out is that gold, not so much. Gold kind of holding its own near that 1800 mark. Silver kind of getting whacked pretty hard, which kind of puts the ratio at a place that tells me one or two things. It tells me gold's too high or silver's too cheap. And last week I kind of gave you my opinion that I felt, again, silver too cheap, gold not too high. So I think we're going to see that silver price kind of go back up, unless that gold keeps flying and silver stays this same area. Then we'll see that spread widen a little bit as well. Let's take a look at real quick here. I want to pull up that chart, Investopedia. Give me 1 second. I like Investopedia charts, by the way. Been telling you charts. Macro chart. I'm sorry, macro trend, not Investopedia. Macro trend charts. Macro trend charts. Sorry, I should have had this ready for you before I even did the video, but there we go. Pretty easy to get into. Let's just take a look at the precious metal charts right here. And where is gold to silver ratio? I don't know how often they update these two. Let me take a look here. Gold to silver ratio. There we go. And while we're doing this, I'm going to do a quick take a look at the spot prices currently. 1787. I'll do a refresh. It's a static page. 1787 divided by 22.31. Okay, let's ask Siri. 17.87. Oh, I'm sorry, not 17.87. What is it? Not 17.87. 1787 divided by 22.31. And Siri gives us the current ratio. It's just a tad over that 80 to 1. As I said, it tells me one or two things at that ratio. That silver's too cheap or gold's too high, and I don't think gold's too high. In fact, I think gold's going to go up and silver's kind of wander a little bit back below there, and we may even see this ratio kind of start to increase here. But currently, silver is a wonderful buy. In fact, My understanding is through a lot of the forums, whether it's Reddit, whether it's the hobby forums, word is getting out that silver's super cheap. So seems to be a lot of publicity around silver being a great buy. Chatter going on the internet out there, which is, again, this is good for us overall as well. Let's take a look at what else we were looking at. Well, 80-to-1 ratio right now. Again, folks, I think silver is way too cheap. A great buy at this, and at some point it's going to explosively move upward. Again, unless we see gold moving down dramatically here in the near future, I think this is a great buy again in silver. Will we see sub 22 by the end of the year? I don't know. It's still possible for them to monkey hammer this thing. We've seen them monkey hammer silver frequently over and over, but at some point it's gonna fall apart on them. Well, and they're not going to be able to control it that long. I think silver's just poised to make a major move to the upside here. And again, it wouldn't surprise me, given the right circumstances, that we could see triple-digit silver next year. So let's see what happens. Especially given that people, there's money out there looking for places to go. And once that money discovers the silver market, whoa, watch out. What's happening in the markets right here, too, as well. Look at that. Looks like the Dow's down, SP's down, NASDAQ's down, global Dow's down. Everything is down except gold here on this chart. Even oil's down a little bit. However, oil seems to me cheap at $71, but I'm no expert on oil, so let me not even go into that. Let's take a look at, sorry too folks, again, I don't mean to be rushing through this, but I've got a couple things I've got to do. I want to go over a few things you're going to find interesting before this video is over as well. Interesting article in Seeking Alpha, Silver Chart Book, Silver is Moving Up, done by Florian Grooms. I believe that's the correct pronunciation. Silver broke a multi-sideways range in 2020, moved up strongly, has now consolidated for over a year in a sideways range. Yes, and I want to get into that too, and I got the chart over here that, in fact, let me move this chart over here because that's something I want to talk about here. I want to talk about what constitutes the bull market in precious metals, and I want to tell you my theory is that we have been, specifically with gold, we have been in a bull market. I know some people are going to say, what? But we've been in a bull market in gold since 1971 or 72 when Nixon took us off the gold standard. We've been in a constant bull market. I don't know. That's hard for some people to see, but we're in a bull market. We have been since 1970s, even with the downs that we saw in 2012 after 1980. We're in a consistent bull market here. As long as this world is driven a fiat-driven, debt-driven world, and as long as we're staying in the greatest bubble of all time, you're going to continue to see prices go up, especially the fiat. You know what I'm saying? U.S. dollar decreasing in buying power. Again, when Nixon took us off the gold standard, that's when the gold bull market started, and it hasn't stopped, folks. It's had a roller coaster ride that has had some amazing dips. Again, the fall in 1980s from 800 back down to that couple $100 range. 2012 brings us a bull market that, and let's take a look here. Here, give me 1 second. Let me just kind of back out of that, and let's take a look at gold and silver prices here through history. Gold prices versus gold price, 100-year history chart. I contend, and I've been saying that we have been in a bull market in gold since this period right here, say about 1970. We've been in a consistent bull market, and these are the valleys. You're always going to have valleys, and you're always going to have drops in a bull market. But this is a never-ending bull market. You remember what is it, the movie about the chocolate factory, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Remember the never-ending gobstopper? That's exactly what gold and silver is in this environment. It's a never-ending gobstopper. There may be waning moments and moments when it goes down, but overall, the trajectory of gold and silver prices, as long as we're living in a fiat-driven, debt-driven, dollar fiat-driven world, is upwards. All right. So again, I'm maintaining that we've been in a bull market, probably the longest running bull market of any out there, just consistent. And again, the reason is because of fiat. Well, let's take a look at. Wow, that chart's pretty amazing if you think about it. And again, all years. Take a look at that. Again, non-stop bull market. I think we're going to continue to climb and go even higher. unless, of course, something changes dramatically in our government, all of a sudden gets credibility, and banks start to get credibility, and bankers start to realize that they want to go back on a gold standard and be responsible, and government wants to be responsible for spending. I'm sorry, that's a movie, isn't it? It's not for real. That ain't gonna happen, folks. They're not. What do you think, that the governments worldwide are gonna all say fiat's bad and we've got to back our currency with something like gold? No, they're not gonna do that, folks. They're just gonna double down on stupid. So is government. They're not gonna get any more responsible until they're actually broke, and that's not being responsible. That's just being broke. The path to gold is we are in a never-ending, gob-stopping bull market since 1970. And the result of that, and the reason for that, is because of our irresponsible governments and irresponsible bankers and irresponsible, you name it, across the board. Irresponsibility in general is why we are in a never-ending, gob-stopping bull market in precious metals, and we will continue to be. There will be some valleys and peaks in our lifetime, but again, the trajectory of this rocket ship is to the moon, folks. So let's take a look at see what's going on with the other tulip market out there. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. But you know what? The more and more I look at this market, the more I start to realize, again, highly speculative. If you've made money in it, I don't fault you for that. I don't think it should be illegal. I think anyone should be able to play this Bitcoin market just like you'd go to a casino and put your money down on, a black or a red. And I believe that if you're a smart casino player, a smart card player, you can walk away from the casino with money sometimes, not always. And the same thing with the Bitcoin market. If you walk into the Bitcoin casino, if you know how the game is played, you know how to time those ups and downs, you're probably going to do okay. But the idea that Bitcoin is a permanent storage of wealth, that's laughable, man. This thing could blow up any day and turn to zero, and that's a possibility for sure. But again, laughable that that this is it's a secure form of nothing. What have you got? Nothing. It's another form of fiat that people have been tricked into buying. And you don't even have the piece of paper that a dollar bill has to wipe your ass with. So Bitcoin, what do you got? You've got nothing. Oh yeah, someone spent some energy making it. That's a negative in my opinion. What's so good about that? It costs a lot of energy to make nothing? Excuse me. I'm sorry. But again, if you're good with that market and you're familiar with that market and how to make money in that market, just like a casino, I'm all for it. If you're not familiar with it and you think it's a good place to store wealth, in my opinion, I think it's a horrible place to put wealth. It doesn't have the track record yet. If it had the track record, even half the track record of gold, even a quarter of the track record of gold of 5,000 years, even if Bitcoin had a 50-year history or 20-year history, well, it's almost a 20-year history, but it has no history behind it, folks. And again, I kind of think it's just another form of fiat that the general public has been fooled into buying. And you don't, like I said, at least with a dollar bill, you know how valuable toilet paper is now today. At least with a dollar bill, you can wipe your ass with it. You can't wipe your ass with a Bitcoin, but maybe you can. Well, no less. Again, sorry, didn't mean to trash it, but I know what it is, and it's really nothing, folks. It's just another form of fiat, electronic fiat. And what do central bankers own? What are the richest elite people? What do rich elite people out there own primarily? What do they store their wealth in? What is wealth preservation for them? Well, it's gold. Look at central banks worldwide. Central bankers worldwide hold what in their vaults? Gold. They don't hold Bitcoin. They don't hold diamonds. They don't even hold their own currency in their vaults. Obviously they can just electronically make it, but they don't even hold that in their vaults. What do they hold? They hold gold. What do central banks keep buying? They keep buying gold. Why is that, folks? They're not buying Bitcoin. Why do they keep buying gold? That should tell you something right there. Speaking of credibility and governments and all this stuff, I've been looking more into why the CFTC has not investigated COMEX on the manipulative action of big commercial bankers on the short side on silver that have been doing this for quite some time. And I might have got some reasons out here. Let me do a quick sip of coffee here. I found this guy interesting. I think somebody in one of my comments, whoever brought this gentleman's name up in comments, thank you very much. I found the story interesting behind this guy, and we're going to get into that in a moment. One sec. Wasn't familiar with this guy at all. George H. Painter died in 2014, 1926 to 2014. This was in the Los Angeles Times. I don't really read that rag, but in this particular case, it was kind of interesting to see this. In these cynical times when working for government is often characterized as almost an act of moral turpitude, lifelong public servants seldom get the respect and admiration they deserve. The passing last week of George H. Painter, who served 35 years as an administrative judge for the Commodities Future Trading Commission, died Sunday. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Let me just move down to here. And kind of an interesting thing here. I might as well read the rest of this just to kind of give a background on who George Painter was. And I'm really impressed with the guy. George Painter, this writer, I guess, encountered George Painter in the 1980s when he lowered the boom on Monex International. Now, you guys know who Monex is, right? Monex Precious Metals out of Newport Beach, an investment firm and similar firms for selling what he considered illegal future contracts to small investors. The so-called leverage industry in which customers put down a down payment on gold or silver purchases and borrow the balance from the firms themselves were then regarded by many CFTC officials as ripe for fraud. One called it the latest lie-by-day and fly-by-night scheme. I think we might be seeing more of that going on as well, folks, unfortunately. Painter was among them. He awarded reparations to some investors and declared the contacts illegal in 1983. And also Painter, this is where it gets interesting, and we're going to move into another article. Painter hit the headlines in a big way in 2010 when he announced his retirement from the CFTC with a broadside against a fellow judge. This gets interesting. Bruce Levine, who had almost never issued a ruling favorable to an investor. On Judge Levine's first week on the job nearly 20 years ago, Painter wrote, "He came into my office and stated that he promised Wendy Graham, then the chairman of commission, that he would never rule in a complainant's favor." Wow. Wow. This is a judge saying this. Wow, wow, wow. Now, if you don't think CFTC is corrupt from the top, like I've been saying, here is a great indication of their earlier roots prior to 2020. A review of his rulings will confirm that he has fulfilled his vow. All right, and I'm going to move over here, and here is kind of more of the story right here. And what I'm going to do is, rather than read this one, just kind of reiterates what they talked about here. Let's read this CFTC judge, who seemed like a fair man. Let's read what he wrote when he retired. Notice and order. Now, this is done by George H. Painter, administrative law judge from the CFTC. Listen to what this man says, folks. Okay, ready? The undersigned judge intends to retire from active service on January 18, 2011, because I will be on leave much of the time until my retirement. 7 reparation cases that are currently on my docket will need to be reassigned. This is my recommendation on how those cases should be reassigned. There are 2 administrative law judges at the CFTC Commission, myself and Honorable Bruce Levine. On Judge Levine's first week on the job, nearly 20 years ago, he came into my office and stated that he promised Wendy Graham, then chairman of the commission, that he would never rule in favor of a complainant, or he'd never rule in a complainant's favor. Think about that, folks. Think about what this CFTC judge said right here to another judge who ratted him out, and he should have. A review of his rulings will confirm that he has fulfilled his vow. Judge Levine, a CFTC judge, mind you. Now, I don't know if he's still a judge or if he's still around, but I'm sure this is continuing to this day because the rot starts from the top up, folks. It doesn't start from the bottom. Who did Judge Levine make his promise to? The head of the CFTC, that he would never rule in favor of a complainant. Think about that. Judge Levine, in the cynical guise of enforcing his rules, forces pro se complaints to run a hostile procedural gauntlet until they lose and hope, and either withdraw their complaint or settle for a pittance regardless of the merits of the case. See Michael Schroeder's, if you got beefs with a future brokers, this judge isn't for you. In 8 years at the CFTC, Levine has never ruled in favor of an investor. All right, this was in the Wall Street Journal. Judge Painter here included that in his letter. Look at this. This is official, folks. In light of these unfortunate facts, if I simply announce my intention to retire, the 7 reparation cases on my docket would be assigned to the only other administrative law judge at the commission, Judge Levine. This I cannot do in good conscience. Accordingly, I recommend that the commission request pursuant to blah, blah, blah from the Office of Personal Management. So this judge here, Judge H. Painter, who passed away some years ago, came right out in a letter in his retirement and accused his co-working judge of never ruling in favor of a plaintiff, of an investor that had filed a complaint against COMEX or CME or the CFTC. Folks, CFTC has a major credibility issue, and I'll show you another thing that if you think that the CFTC is going to get fixed and they're not filled with inept people, let me show you what their commission looks like, okay? This is who actually, the CFTC is controlled and they're actually run by the agriculture, the AG committee. The AG committee is in charge of the CFTC, and I want to show you who's in charge. Look at some of these people, folks. Not all of them, but look at some of these people. These people aren't qualified to be a fucking dog catcher. Do you think they're going to understand they're going to believe everything the CFTC tells them? So, I started thinking maybe I'll start calling some of these legislators, and I start looking at some of these legislators. Now, if you know any of these legislators you think is somebody that understands finance and economics, might get it, let me know which one of these representatives. But I happen to be familiar with some of these representatives, and again, they couldn't fucking they couldn't even be a dog catcher if they tried, all right? So I don't have much faith in the credibility of the CFTC, because these people will, again, the people that are supposed to be watching the CFTC are completely fucking clueless as well. So I think really the thing to do is just bombard the CFTC, bombard media, bombard legislators, just bombard them with the shit, folks. Let them know you think it's rotten. Let them know how rotten you think it is. Again, this is my opinion. We know what's going on. Even George Painter, a judge for the CFTC, outright admitted this and wrote in a letter. Oh, jeez, we need more guys like this. I wish guys like this existed still. They obviously are not in the CFTC now. Well, God, I did my little rant. Sorry about that. By the way, here, if you want to file a complaint to the CFTC, file as many as you want. Just keep filing them until load up their mailbox with complaints, but do it politely. Don't be a jerk about it. You know what I mean? Whistleblower programs, there you go. You can fill out that form, reporting misconduct by CFTC. Yeah, maybe you can file up misconduct reports too, telling them how inept they are. But you know what? Hey, listen, you got some time, fill out a CFTC complaint form, and just, hey, if you can do that once a week, all of you, man, maybe we can annoy the hell out of them. But that's probably the best we can hope for, again, to annoy them, because obviously, based on Judge Painter's letter here, the CFTC is not to be trusted to do the right thing, nor are their judges, apparently, as well. So interesting article there, folks. I didn't make the shit up. You can read it for yourself. When one of their own judges says this shit years ago, and you realize nothing's been done since then, the problem is only worse. And again, the fact that these people are supposed to be the ones that are regulating the regulators, all hope is lost. Half of these folks, in my opinion, like I said, are fucking morons to start with. Again, just my opinions. They couldn't regulate a freaking outhouse. All right, sorry, don't mean to go off. I did. Let's take a look at some news real quick. Not too much to talk about. Same old nonsense. 100,000 Bitcoin, $50 oil, $2,000 gold. No, I don't think we're going to see at the 100,000. Well, maybe. You never know. Could be eating my words on that. $50 oil. Wow. All right. That's a lot of speculation right there. I hate to name prices on any short term. This is kind of cool. Is that I guess the Critter 19 ruling that where all health employees and everybody had to get the Critter 19 thing has been shot down by judges, by Supreme Court judges, which is kind of a good thing. So maybe this country can get back to working again and make up for the 2 years that the politicians and officials stole from us. All right. Boy, nothing but sad stuff. God love this. DeSantis, the comment is just amazing, to relocate him to where the president lives and where the past president lives. That would certainly get some attention. And you know what? I'm going to just kind of skip here, folks. I love these prices right here for precious metals. One day you're going to look back and look at sub $2,000 gold and sub $30 silver and sub $1,000 platinum and go, wow, that was super cheap, man. That's my opinion. Also, as you know, my opinion, we are in a never-ending, gobstopping bull market since the 1970s in gold, especially in gold, and silver will follow along, as will platinum, I believe. So that's it. I'm going to call it quits and move over to, there I'm mumbling again. I'm going to move over to Friday's video, which was overpriced silver. It's funny, I put that on the Reddit site, and I think a lot of people didn't read it, and they were just thinking I said silver was overpriced. It's amazing how many people look at a title and will give a thumbs up or a thumbs down just based on the title without watching the video, but I digress. My whole point of the title of overpriced silver was talking about what products, not the price of silver, but what products. And you know, I meant the title to catch someone's attention and get them to click, so yes. But the truth is, I am mentioning what products are overpriced in silver. You know, Eagles are obviously way too much freaking money. A lot of products are way over $5 an ounce. You know, we've got a lot of silver that we can still sell at the sub $4 premium level. Good products too, not crap. Good competitive products, recognizable in the industry. So that was the whole point of Friday's video. And Tree Climber, yeah, that may be unbalanced coin. I really wanted to talk about my chart guy here. Chart guy, are you the guy that came in my store one time we were talking about charts, or have we even met? But no less, one way or the other. Thanks for all the information here. Chart guy says silver pattern is intact. The fact that we haven't taken off just yet to the upside doesn't mean we won't. We know that. For now, it's just a question of time. Looks like the market wanted to retest the lows. Outside, chance retest 2150, 2125, as I'm looking for platinum to slide down to 850. So this might result in a silver and gold drop as well. However, until market tells me otherwise, the silver chart looks solid. It is now on a daily oversold. A bit of positive divergence kicking in, overhead resistance at 24.05. Couple closes above 24 should ensure price action at 27. Bottom line, both silver and gold are basing 17 months. Platinum is close to completing its 13-year correction. This is kind of an interesting comment by a Platinum guy. I want to kind of look into more of that. Really wasn't familiar that we had a 13-year-old correction pennant from 2008. And once the Platinum finishes its final low, where you'll see a rip your face off rally in Platinum. He's going to make me look this stuff up. Again, I thought Platinum's been a hell of a deal for quite some time in the sub $1,000 range. So I guess the chart guy agrees with me. Hey, and Mark Hall agrees with me, everything I say as well, too. Hey, I'd like to thank all of you folks for watching. Mark, Silver, Moore, Stacker, Anthony. Several LCSs and I cannot match online bullion dealers' sales on generic rounds and bars. Gosh, that's a shame. I hate to hear that because it's so easy to do, and why wouldn't they? I'm not going to lose business to APMEX, JM, or SD Bullion. You know, if someone knows about me and they know my business and they call me for prices, I'm going to make sure they spend the money locally here in my store, okay? And I'm still going to make a fair profit from that and still beat APMEX, JM, and SD Bullion. Can I beat everybody out there? No, there's always someone out there that has a good price, but I can beat the big 800-pound gorillas out there on good recognizable product. What I won't do is offer you overpriced bullshit, which a lot of companies do. They offer you silver eagles at overpriced. Why even push them on people? Well, anyways, that's a whole different subject here. And I can't fault people for putting overpriced products on their websites. I'm just not going to sell it to you myself. I'm going to stick with products I know that you're not going to have to wait for silver to double to just break even because you paid too much of a premium. It's crazy. Let's see. Cool Gray says uranium. Uranium stock. Yeah, I was asking about what people thought of good stocks. Yeah, I'm going to look into that Cool Gray program. Thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, DC. That's a very nice compliment of you. I appreciate that as well. And as far as branching out to do collaborations, I'm not quite there technically to do collaborations. I can just barely record a video like this. So, as far as collaborations and doing Zoomy things, I don't even like my face on video too, so that wouldn't work too well for me. But maybe one day, we'll see. I like to kind of change things up. Maybe I will do that in the future. Thanks for watching, DC, and thanks for the kind comments. Cool Gray, let's hope we don't close above historical resistance today. No, I don't think so. I think we're good right now for today at least. Thanks for your content, and again, it's gone from 75 to 80 within a couple weeks. Is this good, bad? As I mentioned, as far as that goes, Ty, or 779 driver, I think that the current gold to silver ratio shows me two things, one or the other. Either gold's too high or silver's too cheap. I'm thinking that silver's too cheap. That's my opinion. But let's wait and see what happens. The month is not over yet. Hey, Joey, what's up? What's my least busy day of the week? Gosh, I am so short-staffed, none anymore. I hate to say that, but none. We're always busy as far as customers go, and the fact that I'm short-staffed has been making it even more difficult on me. Well, thanks for watching, PS. I appreciate it. But anybody comes in, even if we have a little wait and we're a little busy, we still got time for you, man. So don't worry about that. We'll get your stuff done. ABB here every time tracker they say Indians can see the ships from shore when they okay. I agree, it's a good game, but do bet. Okay. Again, you know my opinion on that. Thanks for commenting, ABB, and have a happy holiday. Appreciate that as well. And Z, what's up? Tim, what's up? And I think we're going to conclude it today. This may be one of my quickest videos yet, but stay tuned. I've got thousands more to do. So hopefully. Well, hey, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Come in my store here. I'm a local brick and mortar store. Unfortunately, I don't do any shipping, online sales, or anything. So you have to come in and deal with me face to face, or with my employees face to face in order to buy and sell with me. And we're here again at 10 to 4. If you got any questions, call me at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 and 4. If you don't live in my area, I can't recommend enough, and I know some of you are having a hard time finding local dealers. If you have to drive an extra hour to find one, it's worth it. Try to keep that money local. A lot of local guys like myself can and will beat the big 800-pound gorillas online bullion sellers out there. And it's pretty easy to do, and you still make a fair buck. If your local dealer's a little resistant, just tell them, hey, listen, I'd rather spend the money with you, so please take my money and make a profit, and make it so I don't have to take my money out of state. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll continue this tomorrow. Bye now.